HarperCollins presents Later with Jools Holland, 30 Years of Music, Magic and Mayhem, written and read by Mark Cooper. For Sian, who's been with me every step of the way. Forward by Jools Holland. In the dead of night, some years ago, I was visiting the 1930s BBC boardroom in Old Broadcasting House. I'd crept in to borrow a cup of sugar. While rummaging through the Director General's desk, my torch flashed across the inscriptions painted around the top of the room. Educate, inform and entertain, and Nation shall speak peace unto nation. On reflection, it has struck me that this early BBC mission statement may have been made for us. I certainly never imagined back then that I would be writing the foreword to a book celebrating 30 years of Later with Jools Holland and Jools' annual hootenanny. People sometimes ask me how I've kept Later on for so long. The simple answer is I haven't. The show stays on because it's constantly refreshed by new music, which is what keeps it alive. Since it began, the vision of myself, Mark Cooper, Janet Fraser-Crook and Alison Howe has evolved into the wonderful show that we have today. I make the boastful claim that I have probably worked on more music television programs than any other living mortal, but none of those other shows had quite the same goal as this one. Our object has been to feature legends alongside newbies, and importantly, to be a home for music that doesn't have a home elsewhere on television, like folk music, world music, jazz music, European music. The list is endless. The show is sold and broadcast around the world, and many more people see it internationally than they do here in Britain. International guests often tell me they wished they had a program like this in their own country. It's a unique British export of which we should all be proud. We have witnessed the birth of new talent before they have become global stars, and captured some of the giants before they have passed away. I hoped that perhaps we've also opened people's minds to enjoying styles of music they haven't listened to before. All of us working on the show try to be the servants of the songs and the music. Surprisingly, this isn't the case with all music on television, which is often thought by programmers not to be interesting enough in its own right, and therefore has to be enlivened by novelty dances with wet kippers or people bursting into tears. When the show started, the only platforms we knew of were ones you caught trains from. We could never have foreseen the explosion of the different music platforms that exist today. The shows in our first series would maybe get less than 1 million viewers. Now some performances from the shows will have had up to 20 million hits on YouTube. It's wonderful that Mark Cooper has taken the time to put his memories of the show into this book. I'm afraid I cannot verify if any of it is true or not, as I was so busy being lost in all the incredible music. But if even half of what you read here is true, it would be amazing. Despite the changes in technology and society, the timeless ethos of the artists and all the people that work on the show remains the same. These, along with the people that have watched the show over the years, are the people I most want to thank. I look forward to our 100th birthday in 2092. Save the date. Jools Holland, 2022. Chapter 1. Tell It Like It Is. In the Beginning. It is an early October afternoon in 1992, and I am heading down the gantry ladder to the studio floor of TC7, one of the smallest studios at Television Centre and the home of BBC Two's arts and media late-night magazine, The Late Show. New Orleans' Neville Brothers have just given their all in a second rehearsal of their cover of Steve Miller's Fly Like an Eagle from their 6th studio album, Family Groove, and they are now circling the floor impatiently, like factory workers approaching the end of their shift. I go up to Aaron, who has massive forearms, a cross tattooed on his cheek, a prominent mole above his right eye.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?